I have a song I'm going to open to. Does anyone know this song? If you do, I want you to comment. You'll be like the coolest person ever if you know this song. They're singing about me. I'm kidding. So everybody wanted a dance number, so there it was. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, Annie. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. It's been a day. I just got done with clients, and we're jumping right on this podcast, and things are going. They're happening as quickly in real life as they are on camera.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes. Always do. Somehow sits in bed, so we'll see how well that works.
Yeah, don't say the S word.
Yeah, no.
Don't say the S word.
No.
So, all right. So tonight we wanted to jump on and talk about something really exciting that's happening. You're excited, right?
I'm beyond excited.
Right. I mean, you can tell. So living with Annietude is in the next couple of weeks coming to an end. We've done it. We've been there. Hi, Brad. How are you? Good to see you. We've evolved from this. I've evolved. I love it. I loved where I was when I did it. It was a phenomenal experience, and it was hi, Michael, Brad said.
Hey, Brad.
Hello. Hi. But it is time to move forward. And as we move forward, we're moving into something similar to what I've done in my life, which is moving into the soul center. So we are currently doing a corporate rebrand, as you said earlier, and moving into the soul center experience, which will be the next live show. And then will be June 1st that it's launching.
Yes.
So
and we started living with Annietude July 14th of last year. So it's been a 9-month ride of adventure.
It sure has. I mean, the guests that I've had and the ways that I've changed and the things that I've seen and heard has just been really a ride. It really has. I mean, basically like through COVID, we did these every week. So there's a lot of Twitch action going on my phone. I don't know if people are watching via Twitch, but that would be pretty cool. I don't even really know how to get on there.
No, I can't figure it out for life.
Hi, Edgar.
Hey, Edgar. It's funny, right? Because if you think about it, in June, we were doing live shows with Gabe. And by the end of June, it's shifted to, it's time for Annie to do her show. And it was just living with Annietude, which embodied where you were at the moment, right? Which was finding the silver lining in things, working on yourself, like really deeply working on yourself, and inspiring me to work on myself. And, you know, at that time when we created this, it was perfect, right? It was perfect for where things were at. It's been a very long, interesting road, and there's been many twists and turns like life. There's been many ups and downs, just like life. And it's been this adventure of watching you evolve. I've evolved, watching the audience evolve, right? And, you know, there's so many people in the audience that have built relationships with, right? And it's become, your community has become an enormous flowing community. And it's been this amazing adventure that no matter where you were at, whether it was an up or a down week or whether it was an up or a down day, up and down moment, right? You still showed up and you were still present, which is not easy to do, right? When you're living life, because, you know, you always want to be your best, but sometimes your best is just not as others, and that's okay. And you proved that to people. You proved it by living it for the world to see. You know, there were days.
Thank you. And one of the most exciting parts was what you said, which is building the community and like the loyal people that come on and see me and talk to me and watch me open with a dance number or comment on my posts on LinkedIn, or, you know, just like true real life supporters that have supported this incredible journey that got me to want to create the Soul Center experience. And it's the next phase of life. So it's pretty cool. And it's going to be introducing my breath framework program, which is very special to me, that we co-created. And I'm working through it with a number of clients now, but we're going to talk about it for weeks and weeks on end and discuss what it means, what the letters stand for, what that means for our journeys. And it's just going to be real, because we have great guests lined up. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the midst of lining up the first 30 guests, right? Like, I mean, we're more than halfway there in a matter of 4 or 5 days. And we're going to go straight through the summer.
Uh-oh, Mike froze.
Yeah,
your Wi-Fi is like...
I'm plugged in. Like, this is the worst part. I'm plugged in. Like, I'm old school, like cat cable. Huh?
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it's like, you know, same reason that Amazon Prime sometimes takes 9 days.
Right.
You know, it's just life, right? You just got to roll with it. But it's been an adventure, right? Watching you evolve through this process and having a front row seat to the whole process, because I wasn't in the forefront, I spent every moment in the background, right? And, you know, I was there every step of the way. It's been a heck of a process for both of us, right? Just as individuals, you know, our bond and everything else involved. It's been this crazy journey of, you know, like, you could write books that probably wouldn't be as entertaining as our journey.
What do you think was one of the best shows?
I mean, it depends what you're looking for. One of the funniest ones was the first one with the kids, right? Like, the zoo episode, that episode was like pee your pants funny.
Yeah.
Because my kids were nuts. Like, we really tried hard and the kids were nuts.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the one with me, you, and Andrea's Kahami Summers was amazing, right? When we talked about
I was at the shore, but also I had one with just the two of us. I was thinking of Andrea also. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Jonathan was one of my absolute favorites. I mean, not to say I loved having everybody. I really did. It was super fun to learn from everybody and like kind of delve into who they are as people, but it's a short show. So it's kind of kept a little more surfacey, whereas the Soul Center experience is going to be longer. Yeah. So we're going to go 45 minutes to an hour for that show. But I can honestly say everybody brought, if it hadn't been for you both, I wouldn't be on the direction of life that I'm going. It's because of you both. Thanks, Brad. And that's the thing. Like, hi, James. How are you? I say, how are you? Like they're going to answer. I do that every time someone says hi. I say, how are you? But, you know, I think the cool part is that we stayed with what Annietude is and talked about that and wove it in. Well, you know, it was woven into all of the shows. But I think that every single person I had for the almost 10 months or whatever, like, brought their own message and made an impact. And there wasn't anybody that I said, oh, I wish I didn't have them. Like, it ebbed and flowed with energies, but it was really cool.
It has, right? And just so you know, it still doesn't show that we're live on LinkedIn. We are live, but it's not showing anywhere that we're live, unless somebody's on your profile. So thank you, LinkedIn, for being dependable as always.
And that's where, like, my full audience is.
Right. And that's okay, right? Because they'll
But
find
no, I know we are, because this is where all their comments are coming from. LinkedIn.
But it's not showing up as live. Right. So it's, you know how you get a notification that says Annie's going live, Mike went live, whatever it is. It doesn't say that right now. It still doesn't say it. If you go to your profile, it shows it. But
well, it is what it is, as they say. My favorite expression.
Your favorite expression. It's interesting because yeah, I mean, like this ride has just been crazy, right? Like it's been
Hi,
it's been
Susan.
amazing.
She saw it saying
It's,
live. Susan Castelli said she saw it saying live. So we're good. It did not,
okay.
Brad said. This is very
Right.
confusing.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's I don't know. Like there's no rhyme or reason for LinkedIn and their notifications, and they don't support live very well. It's unfortunate because there is some amazing content on there. Um, and I'll tell you because I make some of it. Um,
James would
but
like to know who you are.
I'm amazing, James. My life is. I'm in the best place in my life I have ever been, and a lot of it has to do with the person on the other end of the screen.
That's when I
My
came
life
on, Susan said.
And where I've been and how I've gotten here, I would never be where I am today without her, and I wouldn't know how to react in my life if it wasn't the case. Um, it's been this experience that's just been unworldly for me, right? And I don't know how to. I don't know how to articulate it right this second, which is rare for me because I'm usually pretty good at putting certain things into words. But this one I'm not. This whole process has been this amazing experience, top to bottom, and it hasn't always been easy or good. I can promise you, it hasn't. It's been painful at times, torturous at times, but it has been amazing. It truly has been amazing, and what living with Annietude has stood for has really helped and inspired many people, right? It really has made an enormous impact. And I personally believe that it is very minimal to what the impact the Soul Center is going to have. Because the Soul Center
It's Soul Center what?
is just going to take it to a new level. It's going to give people a depth that they don't even understand yet. But it's going to give them insight to how to get there. Mm-hmm. And it's going to share people's stories about each part of your framework, right? And it's going to incorporate it in such a way that it's going to be seamless.
I would have to, there have been bumps in the road, James said. Yeah, there always are. It's life, right?
Yeah.
And it's how we react to things and how we respond to things. And it's not always the best ways, we're works in progress.
Yeah, I haven't always responded best, that's for sure.
We are works in progress. But so anyway, so just to start, I'm not going to get too into it tonight. But
yes, Jamal, this is for real, Jamal. It's time to take it to the next level, Jamal Marshall.
Oh, hello! It is for real. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, it's for real. This is the beginning of the end.
Yeah. The new beginning.
New beginning. So I guess to talk about a little bit about like where I was with living with Annietude was, when I started, it was basically you and Gabe said, we're going live. I just want everyone that's watching and listening to know that's what was said to me. We're going live. And I said, I'm a girl and I want a couple minutes to get ready, right? Like, can I get ready? And they were both like, no. Mike was like, here's the link. I'm like, what do I click? Like, this is where I was. I didn't even know what to click. And we started to go live and I was really nervous, really, really nervous. And I just jumped into it because you kind of threw me to the wolves. And you helped me to understand that it's not about how I'm doing it, or it's not if I stutter, or if it's about, and this is why I do my videos and my content, and what I show is who I am as a person. Like that's the real stuff. That's the real stuff is the kids coming in, it's Evie yelling on Roblox. It's Sammy who's supposed to jump on and say hi from YouTube. But it's the real stuff. And I think that's what people want. I think that's what resonates with them, like the stuff that I'm going through, not necessarily struggles, but anything. I mean, I talk about the kids, I talk about work, I talk about so much different stuff. And that's really, 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 really influenced by you because you did lives when no one watched. I mean, you were just like, here's my segment for today, and you didn't care, you didn't promote, you didn't talk about it, you just did your end of the day lives, and it was cathartic for you. And that's what this has become for me. Oh, I want to do this. Hold on. I like this better. Yay.
Yeah.
So much better. It's very cathartic, and no matter how I feel going into the episode, undoubtedly when I'm done, I am fired up. I'm fired up from the people saying, hello, it's your soul coming through. Susan, you see me. You see me.
Susan.
I knew she did. Because I saw her.
For anybody who's counting, this is wardrobe number 4 today.
I got hot. I had to take off my sweatshirt and put on a t-shirt. So it's my by far my favorite part is that, like, stuff like that, where, you know, I'll have a post on LinkedIn. It'll be something like, you know, whatever it is, whether it's funny or heart-centered or soul-centered. It's interaction with people like that, and then setting up one-to-one meetings and getting to know these people and having meaningful connection that has just blown my mind this past year. And this show has really helped with that. So it's really, truly, I could never say a bad word about LWA. It's the beginning. You know, it's just, we've stepped into the new realm. Michael and Annie, who were your biggest inspirations in goals to success? Go ahead, Mike.
It depends what your version of success is, James. I mean,
good answer.
So if you ask this go around, right? Because I've been up and down my whole life. I've been very wealthy, very poor, very wealthy, very poor, very wealthy, very poor, over and over again, because I like to learn things the hard way. This go around, it's 100% Annie. There's nobody else. She has inspired me to be self-inspired, and it is the most powerful gift that anyone can give another person, right? Because now I do it for me. And that's because of her. There's undoubtedly, there is no one else. It is her. And what she has brought to my life and given to my life, and in turn given my children, is priceless and will never be able to be paid back. And the world will be a better place because of it. That I can promise.
Amen, Brad said. He's such a good supporter.
What about you, Annie?
I'm squirming, as that's very uncomfortable to hear. Not that it's not, I'm not flattered, and it's not kind and sweet, and I appreciate it. I just, you know, it's hard to accept, I guess, that I would be such an inspiration. I mean, I'm inspired daily. I have to say, and I don't want to not return the favor. Obviously, like, you've changed my life for sure, without a doubt. I mean, in a million ways. But I mean, what inspires me is the mother that I am, and like the way my children are with me, and our relationship inspires me every day to be a better person, to be a better human, to feel things deeper and know things and be stronger. And I mean, just to see the world through their eyes is it's like better every time with them. And it doesn't mean it's not hard sometimes. You know, mom life is hard, but as humans, I'm really, really, really inspired by my kids. Allow it, accept it, and embrace it. I know you're right. You're speaking my language. I do need to do that. Thank you, Michael, for what you said. I appreciate it.
It's the truth.
Thank you. I guess when you talk about two people that kind of woke each other up, I guess that's, you know, we talked about that last night, just waking each other up, and like we've been each other's sort of coach through everything and developed this framework, and you know, I started this business, and it's been a crazy ride. So, but like, honestly, there are so many people on LinkedIn. This is going to sound so crazy, but there are so many people on LinkedIn that have inspired me to be a better person and better human, and like to show up every single day as my authentic self. I mean, these are true, meaningful, incredible connections that I've made. Don't you feel that way about people that you've met?
Yeah. Yeah, well, 1,000,000%. But if I've got to list one person, it's you, and there's no comparison because I wouldn't be the father I am today without you. No, and that's how I feel, right? Like what you have inspired me to become self-inspired to be my best version of myself daily, I would not be without you. And my children have benefited from it tremendously and have started healing because of it. And maybe I did the work and I do understand and appreciate myself for that. But you ignited that flame and you were the impetus for this starting. And that began because of you,
Thank
100%
you.
you.
James wants to know where Kenny is. It's true.
He probably hasn't gotten the notification yet.
Where's our biggest supporter? Susan said that's an amazing answer. I get it. Motherhood is the highest calling and brings you so in touch with your highest calling. I love this. Aw, you're sweet for saying like that. Jeff said, Annie and Mike, people connect with the everyday real of everyday life because we're all doing it, living it without the facades of what is expected. It's true. Susan said, angels are put in your life. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
Mike's not an
Story
angel though. He's just like this omnipotent force. He's not, I don't call him an angel. I call him just a force.
You're the angelic unicorn.
I've had the chance to meet some of the finest people on LinkedIn. It's true. It's true. So let's talk a little bit about the breath framework and what that is.
Go ahead.
So breath is something that means a lot to me. I have it tattooed on me. It's hidden, but it is a really important word for me because when I was in my depths of despair and darkest hours, I wanted that word on me because it represents what no one can take from me. Like you can strip me of everything, but I'll always have my breath. So when we were creating this program, this framework for my clients and my business, we were talking about what's most important, and that word came up. And we sort of went through the letters, BREATH, and created a, like a space for each letter. So B stands for begin. R stands for reclaim your power. E stands for excavate your core values. A stands for allow. T stands for through. And H stands for healing. So when I work with clients and what I'll be going through in my group sessions, as well as my one-to-one, and what we're going to talk about throughout the Soul Center Experience show is what each letter really means and what it means to live and breathe as your true, most authentically soul-centered self and get to a place of fulfillment. Any comments?
No, you're explaining it perfectly.
What force? Mike is a force. Do you know him? Do you guys know each other?
No, I don't know Susan.
How are you, Susan?
Mike is Mike.
Mike is not just Mike. Mike's a force and a force to be reckoned with. No, but talk about making an impact on people. Everybody that you talk to, that would be you. So I can't, can't really describe you in words and how you are, but I call it a force. That is amazing, Brad said. Thank you.
It's been a very interesting journey. And again, a lot of it is based on our bond, right? And what we've created through that strength and bond that we formed, right? The magic that comes out of our bond is divine, and it's from a higher calling and a higher purpose, and it's to truly reach people, and you are the vessel channel to reach people because of everything you are and how special you are.
Thank you. What's crazy is that
you're like a lighthouse in a storm, and you just are the beacon of hope.
What's crazy is to sort of see this unfold You know, thank you, Susan, for saying what breath is. I appreciate it. But to watch this unfold and grow, and us to evolve, and our people to evolve, and our families to evolve, and us to grow through this, is what's really cool. Like that it's all really happening. Like stepping into your soul center is a real true thing. And I've like done it, and I'm continuing to do it. And being a work in progress is something that I always talk about, because we're always, I mean, if you're doing the work, you're kind of always doing the work. You're never like done. I don't want to ever be done evolving. Do you?
I mean, you're done evolving when you're dead. Like that's the end line. So no, I'm never going to stop. Right. Like I'm just not. Don't say that it wouldn't call me an angel.
No, I said that he's an omnipotent and omniscient force. Force of nature.
Not exactly sure.
Not exactly sure what?
Nothing. I'm not sure how to take that one, but okay. I don't know if I'm a force of nature, though. It's
force to be reckoned with, as I said before. James said, sometimes we have to fall first and get back up and keep walking. Not sometimes. I think we always have to fall first.
Yeah, every time. Which word?
Omnipotent, all powerful, omniscient, all knowing. Mike can't even sit there.
No, it's squirming.
You can't even sit. And take it.
That's a big word to be called. Just accept it, Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Susan, if you're curious, look it up. Maybe Annie will type it in spelling purposes, because
what?
I couldn't do it. Both.
Omnipotent.
Oh, nobody's going to see that one because he put it on. It goes on YouTube.
Well, it went on Twitch too. Oh well, I'll go in and fill in the comments later with my words, my vocab words.
Yeah, those are big words to fill. I do my best. I do my best to be my best version of me every single day, and that's all I can do.
That's all we can do, right?
What comes through me is beyond me, and I know that for a fact. What comes through me is just what I'm here for, and that's fine, and I accept that. So,
what are you here for? Tell me more. Tell us more.
To simplify, to elevate humanity through knowledge and understanding. To simplify, I'm here to impact every living human being, directly or indirectly, to be their best selves and to lift to a higher vibration so that they can live in a better quality, higher quality society, and living in a world that is more of a utopian type place. It's a good thing I'm still in the middle of nowhere. Let them find me to kill me. If UPS can't find me, they're gonna have trouble. I mean, Hubble Contacts took months to find me, so I should be okay. Been ordering them for months.
They have the same people delivering pizza that deliver the mail.
Yeah, probably
in their own cars, right?
And mow the grass. Yeah.
James said, "Did you say you're a veteran?"
No. I would never own that. Not in this life.
So I don't have like a ton more to say, I just wanted to tell everybody what we were doing and what our next endeavor is, and explain a tiny bit about the breath framework, and we'll get more into that. But
I think we talk more about our journeys, about the last year. I think we talk more about the last 9 months and how it's impacted us, because I know for me 9 months ago, I thought I was somewhere, and boy, did I learn over time. Gratitude alarm.
Gratitude alarm.
Boy, did I.
Oh, I see what she's saying. I'm sorry, Susan. I was misreading. Was your response to my saying angels? You say I don't say angels. I say force. We will get it.
Oh, for me, no, but that's what Annie said, that she doesn't describe me as an angel. Annie, you have a question.
No. No. We're best friends, but we're not a couple. He's in Arkansas. I'm in Philadelphia. Mike's squirming right now. He's uncomfortable. All right, he's not responding. Why don't you respond?
We're not a couple, but I am taken.
These two have impacted my life and continue to do so. They're incredible humans that mean more to me than just connections. They're family. They elevate, expand my focus. Aww.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad. It's nice to hear when people are impacted.
It's interesting, like what our journey and what we've been through in the last 9 months, and what this show has been through, the ups and downs, the all over the places, the trying to figure out what my core values. I mean, really, we went through those steps ourselves, if you really think about it. Right?
Totally. That's how we created it.
Like where we began when you first reached out to me in last March, right? To where we began again in June, to where we began again in July, to then starting to understand our power and reclaim it, to starting to try to figure out what our core values were.
Mm-hmm.
And then getting to the point of allowing, allowing was so difficult. It was a torturous process to learn.
It still is. It still is. It's not always easy to allow. It doesn't get a lot easier.
In a way it does. In a way, allowing does get it easier.
I agree with you, James. Living in the present is everything. I mean, listen, what I talk to my clients about is this. We all have a past, and we all have to somewhat think about the future. I mean, you have to think about the future, what we're doing, where we're going. You think about those things. But it's that space of presence that is so hard for people to sit in because it gets uncomfortable for people. And sometimes they have a hard time staying in the present because it's uncomfortable. So people are so bogged down by their past or so incredibly worried about the future that they miss right now. And when you say everything, I mean, I think love is everything. Love is everything to me. Breath is everything. Being present is part of that, for sure. Definitely part of that.
But it's about the moments also, the moments that get acquired along the way, right? There's been many moments. There's been good moments. There's been bad moments. There's been so-so moments. But then there's been magical, beautiful moments. There's been moments that I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. For me, I've learned during this process to sit with myself, which is something I never thought I'd be able to do. I learned that sitting on a couch with somebody that I truly love and care about is more important to me than going out for a night on the town, or hiding from myself. Being present in those moments and learning this whole process through the way has created a magical experience every moment of my day.
The truth of the matter is
having somebody. Yes, we do need friends.
Connection, I think is the word.
Yeah. But I think it's deeper than that too. I think that for me, because I am very connected spiritually, I'm very connected physically, I'm very connected in every way possible, that I need something that's a multi-layered ship, friendship, relationship, whatever it is. And it takes a special situation for me to be able to do that. It takes a special person for me to be able to do that. So I feel like when Others are looking for something. For me, I'm looking for one thing, and I'm going to wait for eternity for it because it's worth it to me. You know, people want to be in relationships. People want to find themselves through others. People want to force the timing, force situations. And I was one of those people. I really was. But what I've learned is everything happens when it's meant to. And timing is not really our control. You know, go back to that last comment. That is not easy. That is not easy to do. When you are, at the end of the day, I'm a spiritual being living a human experience, right? And that still means that I'm living a human experience. So, although there's our buddy DJ,
Hey DJ,
although
what's up? It would not be a show without Kenny.
although there's times where I know I haven't reacted right because I'm still human, and I've made horrible judgment calls based on reactions and based on emotions. What I've learned through this process is that now everything I do is with intent and with pure love and unconditional love. Over the last 15 months of my life, I've learned what unconditional love is, and I give it daily. And most people don't understand it. They don't know how to receive it. But the ones closest to me are starting to learn how to, and truly understand me at my core. I'm not a normal person, whatever that qualifies as. Hey, Kenny, I do miss you, buddy. But what I do know is, on a level, I'm a lot more than a normal human. And I accept that responsibility as well, and what I'm here for and my purpose. And I will spend every single day lifting others up through unconditional love. No matter their mood, no matter their mindset, no matter what is going on with them, I will show them unconditional love until they get out of that hole that they're in. And I prove it every day to people. And most people still don't believe it at the moment. They still question it. They still wonder if they're worthy of it. They still wonder if, why? What is the motivation? What does he want? And the reality is I want nothing but for somebody to be their best selves for them. And I've proven that too. It's been a very interesting road. I think I'm frozen again.
You were, but now you're not. It looks like you're not now.
It's
I thought
been,
Sammy was going to jump on and say hi. I was looking for his name.
I'm sure he'll be here soon.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
I mean, you definitely are the model of showing what unconditional love is, for sure. You act in it and step in it and sit in it and are it every day, all day, which is really admirable.
When only the closest people to me know that. So it's because the rest don't, most people don't understand me, right? They're always looking for my motivation. And the truth is I just don't have one. Thank you, Kenny. I do have pure intentions. My intention is to evolve humanity, and I'm going to. And I'm going to be the living example of how and why, because that's what the world needs. I'm not scared to be the only. I'm not scared to be one. I'm not scared to be by myself anymore, because I'm never alone. There are people in my life that, in their own way, show how special I am to them. And those are people that I will never take for granted and that I will spend every single day lifting up no matter what. How they choose to react is on them. How they choose to express it is on them. I can't own their expressions. They can't own my feelings. When dealing with other people, what I've learned over the last year is when we set expectations, it's because we're expecting something from ourselves. And I've learned to just be me and fully embrace what that means to every essence of the word. On my signature in my email, it says, I am me. because there is no description for who and what I am. There is no title, there is no label, there is nothing that can describe me. Because at the end of the day, I'm everything. I'm everything that I am. And that encompasses a lot of different things for depending who the person is.
Will you explain the difference between heart-centered and soul-centered? I know we've done this before, but I feel like people need to hear it again.
So for me, mind-centered is when you're living in ego and living in your subconscious, which is your patterns and behaviors from your whole life. Heart-centered is when you're living in emotions and empathy and able to relate and reach others on an emotional level and open to that. And it's a beautiful place to be. There's nothing wrong with being heart-centered. For me, soul-centered, soul-centered is when you live in your core values daily. You live in your truest, definitive purpose from your soul's purpose on a daily basis. And you speak from a different level. You don't speak from I's. You don't speak from me's. You speak from we's and us's. You don't look at it from your perspective. You look at it from everyone's perspective. You don't judge. You don't blame, shame, or guilt anyone else. You only lift others up because you have been there. You have gone through the trials and tribulations. Yes, Kenny, you are definitely heart-centered, you little butthead. You're getting bitter, Twitch boy. I love you though, Kenny. I really do love you.
The truth. That's what this is.
Yeah. Explain that word and where that came from.
I mean, so the word emis has always my whole life I've known. And then randomly Mike said that to me. And I said, I want to get that. That's my tattoo. I want to get that tattooed on me. I'm going to get it on my hip and hide it. And then I evolved and said, I'm getting it on my wrist. It says truth. It means truth in Yiddish. It's emet. It's Hebrew. It means truth. And I want it on me. I want it on my pulse. I want it where I can see it every day. And I live in my truth every day. It's who I am.
It was our word. It wasn't the...
Oh, you froze. What'd you say?
It's not, it's our word. It's not what you were going to originally get.
Right. Right.
You were going to get warrior.
Yeah, it changed.
Yeah.
So, show it. When we are centered, we are one with all that is around us. You know, I was talking to a client earlier about being centered. It's very hard to get people centered when they don't understand what centered means. But when you can work through it and get there, it's a really beautiful place. It's hard to stay in for some of us, but it's really beautiful when you're there.
But that's when you have people around you that know you well enough to bring you back. Mm-hmm. And those are the people that you keep closest to you. You know, it's wanting in return is a humanistic, egocentric way to live.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad place if you're still doing things for good intent, but it devalues who you are and it takes away from your personal value, right? Because if you're able to lift others up without looking for anything in return, then you're doing it from the purest divine intent possible. And you're doing it because it's the right thing to do at all times. When you get to that level and you're willing to live in that level daily, you are soul-centered.
Kenny, you kill me. You're the best. Mike, don't you have another live in a few minutes?
In about 15 minutes. I got a little bit of time. You trying to end this quick?
No, not quick. Just reminding you that you have another live. I'm not trying to end it quick. I'm good. I will say I'm used to half-hour shows, but I'll stick with you on this one. Because you love as the verb. That's such a great comment.
Yeah. Unconditional love for humanity, unconditional love for the person next to you, unconditional love for every person you interact with on a daily basis, and just wanting nothing but the best for them. But also knowing when to stop trying to interact with those that try to tear it down. And it's not from an unconditional, it's not because you don't unconditionally love them, it's because you unconditionally love yourself more to be able to facilitate what you need to in your life.
I think that's the interwoven point that I want to make sure that we say, which is this journey that we've talked about, right? I think what?
Kenny.
You torture me.
She's getting nervous, Kenny, because the direction of the conversation. Don't let her fool you.
I'm not getting nervous.
She's getting nervous.
Jill, we love you too.
You never know where a conversation with Mike's going to go when she's getting nervous. It's at the 45-minute window. You got to be careful at that point.
Just watch yourself. There's been a couple shows out of the hundreds that we've done where you crossed the line and it was bad news.
There's also been a couple I've crossed the line and it's been great news.
That's a good point. So what I was going to say before you interrupted was that through the journey, we found ourselves, our whole selves. And that's the key to all of it. Hi, Devin. That's the key to all this. We all need love in many aspects. The world needs it.
Yes.
But it's true, like as cheesy as it may sound, or as repeated, or as jaded as people might be, like it's really true that you can't really love without loving yourself. You have to have self, a sense of self and who you are. Sorry for the length. It started with landing on a post and who are these people? Then a reaction. That led to a comment. Next thing, you're following and returning to engage in topic or discussion. After the privilege of connecting, then you become aware of watching each of you evolve. Then I received the gift that I'm evolving as well, just by joining in, sharing, and learning along the way. Both of you have generated immeasurable levels of, how do I get to the rest? I'm dying to hear the rest of the comment. Mike, do you know how I get to the rest?
Learning along the way.
Beautiful, Jeff.
Wait,
thanks.
no, wait. Oh, okay, hang on. I got to look on my phone. Hang on a sec. Where did it end?
It said immeasurable levels of
energy that radiate outward like ripples. Thank you both for what you give and share, and allow and encourage others to learn about themselves in the process. Real is not easy, but much more gratifying by allowing what is to be what it is, and figure out how to work through it. Yeah, I mean, Jeff, we've both been living examples of that for the last year, because we've shared so much live and so much together, and then so much together live, that, you know, our worst moments, our best moments, they're all there for the world to see, right? And as our friendship has evolved and changed, you know, it's been on show for the world, right? Whatever our bond is, it runs really deep, and, you know, it's a magical friendship.
So anyway, we were supposed to talk about the Soul Center experience, but whatever. We will get there. We have many shows to talk about it. We have the next couple weeks to talk about ending living with Annietude and moving on and are evolving. So that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
We can call it.
Okay, thanks for the permission. Guys, thanks for participating. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on and seeing us tonight, and we will see you soon. Peace. Wait, it's one of the last times I get to do this, Mike. So I'm going to do my outro. Right?
Yep.
All right.
Let's be the best version of ourselves. Just keep learning and evolving no matter what. So here I am, bold, strong, fearless. Let's live fearlessly together. This is real and candid. This is how we live. Share this with a friend and subscribe to Living with Annietude. You, me, us. Let's talk. Let's evolve.